Hey there, it's Dr. Bernstein, the president and founder of Get Yourself into College. And this video is the second in a series dedicated to helping you understand the new Common App essay question that asks you to recount an incident or time when you experienced failure and to describe its influence on you, how it affected you, and the lessons that you learned from it. In the first video, I gave you the inside scoop on why colleges want to know how potential students handle setbacks and failures. In this video, I'm going to help you understand what you definitely should not be writing about if you choose to use this essay option. And I'm also going to help you understand what it is a lot of your peers are likely to be writing about if they choose this option, and how you can stand out in a positive way by choosing this essay option. So stay tuned. Okay, let's get right into two things you definitely should not be doing with this essay question on failure. The first thing that you should avoid is writing about any experience of failure that did not affect you in a meaningful way, that did not change the way you think and the way you act. Because remember, this is not just a question about failure. Ultimately, this is a question about perspective, showing admissions officers that you have perspective on yourself, that you know how to handle setbacks and challenges, and that you have been changed in some way. So you're sort of showing how even an experience that wasn't positive on the surface was in fact something meaningful and significant that changed you in a good way. Okay, the second thing you definitely want to avoid is writing an essay that at all sounds like you're making excuses. This is the kind of essay where you need to take personal responsibility for things when they don't go as planned and to show how this experience has changed you. Okay, now I have to call your attention to something that's really obvious but also really important. If you're writing an essay on failure, you need to keep in mind that there are many common failures that many other college applicants are going to be writing about. Failing a test, doing poorly in a course, not getting on a team, not winning a game. These are some of the common failures that students are likely to be writing about. But this doesn't mean that you shouldn't write about any of these failures. I mean, if you've had a failure in one of these areas and it's been meaningful for you, you should definitely go for it. But you also need to keep in mind that you're going to have to find a unique way of expressing this experience so that you just don't sound like everybody else. And I also want you to keep in mind that there are many other types of failure that are not as obvious as the ones that I just mentioned. And in the complete version of the Get Yourself into College program, I do go over all different types of failures and helping you understand, different ways you can look at your experiences to find a really good angle, and sometimes a surprising angle that would really open the eyes and spark the interest of admissions officers. But right now, I want to focus on these obvious, common types of failure. As I said before, you're going to have to find a way to write your essay so that it's unique, so that even if you're writing about a common failure, nobody else could write about it or describe it in the way that you are going to be doing that. And one way to start getting ready to do this is to understand that admissions officers here are really trying to get inside your mind, to sort of know what makes you tick. And so you want to be thinking about how you can take them behind the scenes in your life and in your mind. So standing out definitely does not mean that you have to rely on any sort of gimmicks or formulas or anything like that. Here are a few ways that you can make yourself stand out in a good way on an essay related to one of these common failures. The first thing that you want to do is describe your failure in an interesting, vivid, compelling way. So some people might set up a whole scene of failure, of everything that went into it. Other people might zoom in on a particular part of that failure. And this is where your writing ability comes into play, because you want to take the admissions officers behind the scenes and give them a clear sense of what this failure is that was so significant to you. So you don't want to gloss over the failure. You don't want to just, talk about it very lightly. And you also don't want to be going on and on and on about it, because ultimately, this is an essay about what you learned from this failure, how this failure has changed you in some way. So you've got to leave yourself room for and space to write about that other part of the experience. Now, you also want to think about where this description of your failure is going to appear. In the complete Get Yourself into College program, I talk about different ways of structuring your essay. Some people, maybe for this essay, you might want to plunge the reader right into the scene of your failure, right at the beginning, without helping them understand how this experience fits within the broader context of your life. Just plunge them right into the experience. That's one option. Okay, the second main thing that you need to do, you probably already have a sense of from this video, you need to show admissions officers what you've learned from this experience, how this experience has changed the way you think, how it's changed the way you act, and really, keep in mind, colleges want students who are growing and changing and evolving. So if you can show, not just tell, if you can show how you've grown from this experience, that's a wonderful thing. And again, that's something I get into in a separate section of the Get Yourself into College program. If you choose to write about how you failed an exam or didn't do well on an exam because you didn't set aside enough time to study, and that you realized from this experience that you really do need to set aside more time to study, and now you study, 3 weeks in advance. If you choose to write about that, you're just going to you could sound like everybody else. Like anybody could write that essay. It's so generic. And that's going to work against you, because you really need to be shedding special light on yourself in this essay. What makes you unique? What makes you different? One of the ways you can do this is by sharing details and experiences, perspectives that no one else could, that are unique to you. So you have to get people really into your specific scene, your specific example of failure. So in this case, what you might want to do is describe your previous approach to studying and why you had that type of studying, why you used that approach, whether or not it was a good one, right? So what you're doing here is showing that you have this awareness of how you used to study for an exam. So you could sort of create a scene of knowing that you've got a test, but, choosing to do something else instead, like, spend more time on Facebook or hang out with your friends or play video games. And you'd always maybe sort of gotten along with that approach and you always did okay, but this time you bombed and you realized that you really needed to devote more time to studying. Okay, so right there, by setting up that scene, that anecdote, you're already setting yourself apart. This is revealing something about you, and it's revealing not just something about how you used to approach studying, it's also revealing that you have a perspective on how you used to be. Because again, admissions officers, colleges value students who have perspective on themselves. Then what you could do is talk about how this experience, describe how this particular failure really opened your eyes to the fact that you needed to change things. So this is your turning point, your crisis. And again, this is something that you can share in an anecdote. You don't just have to tell it, you can show it. Then, obviously, following this basic structure of the essay, what you want to talk about is you have the before scene of your studying, the turning point, and now it's the after. How did you change? Maybe you did have a lot of resistance. Maybe you wanted to change, right? You wanted to study more. You wanted to get better grades, but you found there was some sort of still inner resistance where you were procrastinating. That's totally fine. Talk about how you overcame that and how you have changed not just in terms of your studying for that class, but for other classes, and how this experience has changed the way you think and feel and act in other situations. If it has, if you can show that, that's really important. So you can see, just by using an approach like that, you're really sharing details that no one else could. So even if your failure is one of those common ones, your details, your anecdotes are going to be what sets you apart from other people. It's really your writing style, your writing ability, and all these juicy details that are going to help you write a great, compelling essay about failure for your college application. If you want even more strategies for how to approach this new question on the Common App, and you want to really learn how to write a great college application essay, and want to gain access to really eye-opening case studies and examples, I don't give the full essay, but I give ideas for the essays and show you how different students have thought about their essays, because ultimately that's so much more powerful. If you want to gain access to these things, come check out my website, getyourselfintocollege.com, and if you have any questions, get in touch with me. So that's it for now. Take care. Bye.